Welcome to the Psyche N Arts channel. This video is part of the top 15 horror movies collection and features the top 15 smartest horror movies. Number 15. Hush. Yes, this film is about a psychopath chasing a helpless woman. But don't be fooled by this worn-out synopsis. The director Mike Flanagan of Oculus and Before I Wake surprises us with a sequence of intense and unexpected situations. Kate Siegel brings her beauty and talent to the lead role, a deaf and mute woman who has her cabin in the woods invaded by a freaking stranger. Number 14. The Body Snatchers. Philip Kaufman, from The Unbearable Lightness of Being and Henry and June, directs a constellation of talents: Donald Sutherland, Brooke Adams, Jeff Goldblum, Veronica Cartwright, and Leonard Nimoy. This time the extraterrestrial invasion does not arrive in disc-shaped spaceships, nor with sticky little green men. The invasion happens slowly and quietly. Just don't fall asleep.
Come on, I just want it to be nice.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing. Jack!
Number 13. Morgan. This film is directed by Luke Scott, son of Ridley Scott. With Kate Mara in the lead role, the film features Rose Leslie, Toby Jones, Michelle Yeoh, Jennifer Jason Leigh and Anya Taylor-Joy as Morgan. The film is about a corporate risk management consultant that must decide whether or not to terminate an artificially created humanoid being. This film is part of our list because in addition to great performances, it addresses, even if in a very timid way, several questions about ethics and morals.
We've configured the room. Morgan's learning to control some aspects of her environment without an intermediary.
Number 12. Don't Breathe. We all know the story of psychopaths breaking into innocent people's homes. Well, get ready for a change. In this film directed by Uruguayan Fede Alvarez, from The Girl in the Spider's Web and The Evil Dead, 2013, Stephen Lang proves that blind does not mean weak. Jane Levy and Dylan Minnette act side by side, portraying teenagers who had the great idea of breaking into a blind man's home. Number 11. The Harvest. This is a peculiar and unpretentious film, directed by John McNaughton, from Mad Dog and Glory and Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Samantha Morton and Michael Shannon are a couple who live with their sick son, performed by Charlie Tayan, in a very isolated house. He is a nurse and she is a surgeon, and the son never leaves the room. Well, until a charming snoopy new neighbor begins to visit the boy, and discovers much more than video games.
Is Andy home?
Yes, of course Andy's home.
We're gonna make a scarecrow. It'll keep the birds away.
I know what a scarecrow does.
Okay, well, could you please tell Andy that I came by? Because I don't want him to think that.
Goodbye, Marianne.
Number 10. Creep. We are all fed up with cameras swinging wildly on found footage films, right? But what if the film not only made sense, but also scared the shit out of you? This is The Creepy Creep. This is a Patrick Bryce and Mark Duplass project. Bryce wrote, directed and acted in this weird original, and scary movie. He also directed, with the same subtlety and intelligence, the comedy The Overnight. Although Patrick Bryce is the creative mind behind and ahead of Creep, Mark Duplass is the creepy face. Courageous, exposed and extremely talented, he gives us a superb performance.
What'd you do? What, Aaron, what'd you do? Why'd you do that? Aaron, why'd you do that? Aaron, what'd you do? What'd you do? It's okay, Chris. Peach fuzz. Peach fuzz.
No, Joseph.
Number 9. Jacob's Ladder. Director Adrian Lyne has already presented us with so many masterpieces that we would need a list of the top 15 just for him. But we highlight here Fatal Attraction, Foxes, Lolita, and 9.5 Weeks. Written by Bruce Joel Rubin, the author of Ghost and My Life, this psychological thriller has Tim Robbins in the main role and features Elizabeth Pena, Danny Aiello and a very young unaccredited Macaulay Culkin. This time the monsters do not emerge from the forest, nor from the beyond, much less from the closet. How to deal with this terror? Number 8. The Invitation. We all hate family reunions, but what's wrong with meeting old friends? What the hell can go wrong? The director of Ian Flux and Destroyer, Karen Kusama, invites us to a rare encounter with Logan Marshall Green, Tammy Blanchard, Michael Hirschman, and Mike Doyle. Is it dinner? Yes. But the reason of this meeting is to be revealed after dessert.
There he is.
Hey, buddy.
All right, I want to play on one. I want
No more
I like
blowjob.
this game. Was it obvious that I liked the game?
I bet you will. I can never. There's room for everything. We both know
We did.
Yeah.
Oh. I think this is a new game.
All right, I'm scared. Yeah, this is the next game.
Number 7. The Babadook. This Australian film caused conflicting opinions among critics, and nightmares around the world. Directed by Jennifer Kent, from The Nightingale, this film is on our list, because as the story unfolds, we cannot guess what is really happening with the two main characters, played by Essie Davis and Noah Wiseman. The film is surrounded by a frightening gothic atmosphere, and the narrative is guided by the neurotic link that connects mother and son.
This is what he wears on top. He's funny, don't you think? See him in your room at night.
Mom, does it hurt the boy? Mom, does it live under the bed? Mom? Mummy! Mummy!
How sweetly they sing, telling of the happiness and love.
Number 6. The Signal. It is a 3-segment film. A single story and cast, but each segment with a specific director. David Bruckner, Dan Bush, and Jacob Gentry. Not some kind of zombie movie, as some people may say. Actually, no one rises from the death. It is a story about a mysterious TV broadcast that makes those who watched it go insane and violent on the streets. Does it sound familiar? As main actors we have Vanessa Ramsey, A.J. Bowen, and Justin Welborn. Number 5. Ghost Stories. Andy Nyman not only directed this British horror film, but also acted alongside veteran Martin Freeman, and young Black Mirror star, Alex Lawther. It is scary, terrifying, and the story is full of surprises. The cinematography is impeccable, and the screenplay is very clever.
Simon? Down here.
Number 4. Dead Ringers. David Cronenberg, who directed iconic horror films, like The Fly, and Scanners, also directs this milestone in Canadian horror cinema. The stars are Jeremy Irons and Geneviève Bujold. Irons play double role, as the twin brothers. They are gynecologists, and maintain a very peculiar relationship with each other, as well as with their professions. This film ended up on our list, because what scares us is the content of the dialogues, and of course, the fantastic performances. Number 3. The Devil's Backbone. The Mexican director, Guillermo del Toro, known internationally for having a personal aesthetic, which works almost like a signature, is one of the most consistent directors of the fantasy cinema. Among his work as a director, we find Crimson Peak, Pan's Labyrinth, The Shape of the Water, and Mimic. The Devil's Backbone, one of his first works, stars Marissa Paredes, Eduardo Noriega, and Fernando Tielve. It's a ghost story, all right. But do not expect terror to come from this sinister presence. It is a project that took 16 years to be ready. The result is an impeccable and visually magnificent film, with detailed reconstructions of the Second World War era, splendid performances, and, guess what? Scary to the bones. Number 2. The Fly. David Cronenberg returns to our list with this brilliant sci-fi horror film. Jeff Goldblum and Jenna Davis are in the lead roles, and tell us a terrifying tale of genetic mutation. Costumes, dialogues, sets and special effects are all in sync and masterfully directed.
Hey, not my new hairs. What are you doing?
Relax, Brindle. I don't really think you want a body covered with these. God, they're really tough.
Listen, I want you to go through. I want to teleport you as soon as possible, right now. I feel incredible, Ronnie. I hardly need to sleep anymore, and I feel wonderful. It's like a drug, but a perfectly pure and benign drug. The power I feel surging inside me. And I want to be able to wear you out. We'll be the perfect couple, the dynamic duo. Come on, right now.
Oh, hey, wait. Don't give me that born-again teleportation rap. I told you I'm scared to do it. What do I have to say? I'm not gonna do it.
You're a fucking drag, you know that?
Number 1. Rosemary's Baby. Undoubtedly, this is one of the most iconic horror films ever made. Roman Polanski, famous for directing classics such as Chinatown, Tess, Bitter Moon, and The Pianist, has created a milestone in modern cinema history with this enigmatic and frightening film. The cast includes Mia Farrow, John Cassavetes, Sidney Blackmer and the nostalgic Ruth Gordon. No monsters, psychopaths, vampires nor ghosts. And that is what makes this film so brilliant. We are terrified by one concept.
You better go down below, miss.